and I'll get that information
Right.
for you tomorrow.
A motion to move this?
So moved.
All in favor? Aye.
Detroit is one of America's most unique cities. It's the only U.S. city to have 2 million people and then fall below 1 million. It's the only metro area without reliable mass transit. And it's one of the only American cities that elects its city council at large and not by wards or districts. But a system meant to force city council to represent all Detroiters has become one where it represents no Detroiters. Name recognition, and not effectiveness, is the key to gaining or keeping a city council seat. So why did Detroit go one way as the rest of the country went a different way? Joel Stone of the Detroit Historical Society explains.
By 1910, the 36 various aldermen had basically stopped any kind of progress in Detroit. And that's, you know, the powers that be saw that if Detroit wanted to step into the 20th century, they had to get rid of that system, and they did. It took 7 years.
Just like the at-large system addressed corruption and brought Detroit into the 20th century, the ward system and the accountability it creates could bring Detroit into the 21st century.
Parts of the city of Detroit that have been ignored because they didn't have a council person to represent them. You know, the council people lived in the nicer neighborhoods. The nicer neighborhoods got the nod. The not-so-nicer neighborhoods, the industrial neighborhoods, didn't necessarily get what they needed. So if we were to go to a ward system, would that give those neighborhoods more power? That's one argument. On the other hand, you get back to the system where the wards are trading off favors. You know, I'll give you a park if you give me new roads. You know, and all of a sudden you've got the log rolling that really can jam things up.
According to longtime Councilwoman Sheila Cockrell, the switch to districts wouldn't necessarily bring better services. That will take deeper changes in the city charter.
Unless there's a radical restructuring of the city charter where the council's actually responsible for the delivery of service, it's not going to happen. The fundamental issue in Detroit is not enough resources to provide an acceptable level of service, let alone an optimal level of service. In a city of this age, with the population that we have and the geography that we're in, too big geography, too few people, old infrastructure, and not enough money.
But accountability isn't the only reason to switch to the district system. City observers also believe that a ward system could bring new blood to city politics. We asked P.J. Ryder of P.J.'s Lager House in Corktown how city politics might change if the ward system were reintroduced.
I think it would make a heck of a difference. I think young people would feel more inclined to get involved too, because they see, I mean, how are you going to compete? I mean, Kwame Kenyatta, I like the man a lot, I respect the man a lot. He's been in politics now for at least 13, 14 years, so how are you going to overcome that? In general, in the city, when you deal with, in my dealings with the city, there are little fiefdoms. There's the guys that run building safety and engineering, and there's the guys that run the mechanical and plumbing. Now, but when it comes to the citizens, we don't have any fiefdom. Politicians in the city act like they take responsibility, but then what are they really responsible for? Nothing more than getting themselves reelected.
The May 5th election will allow Detroit voters to approve a new charter commission. One of the issues they'll consider is whether to elect city council by districts. If it's radical restructuring that's needed, all the more reason to start now. If the May vote fails, the charter could go unchanged until 2018. We just can't wait 9 more years to fix a broken system of government.